boxing is becoming a three-ring circus. I'm talking WWE. And no, I'm not talking about the Mayweather-McGregor talks, or I'm not even talking about the Wilder-Brazil drama in the hotel. Not just those things. But you had the David Haye versus Tony Bellew fight coming up on Saturday. And the press conference was a comedy show. I started out with David Haye arriving almost an hour late. And when he got there were a bunch of security officers there to keep Haye and Bellew apart from each other. Excuse me, I don't quite have my voice back and probably never will. The presser was funny. I mean, it's funny. I'll add a couple of videos below. Well, one video will have you had Haye and Bellew facing each other, and then you had these two security guards. You had two security guards in front of them watching them. So you got Haye to the left, then the security guy with his back facing the other security guy who's facing Bellew. So I'll put that video down at the bottom, and then I'll put another video with the presser, a little bit of the presser, maybe about 4 or 5 minute clip. And then you had two security guys behind each of the fighters to just as a little reinforcement type of thing. It's funny because both security guards that were facing the fighters, they're like inches away from each fighter and just staring at them in their faces, like daring them to make a wrong move. And this is comedy, man. This is just three-ring circus, WWE at its best. At its best. Now I will add that this does stem from a scuffle at the original press conference to announce the fight, where some punches were thrown. So I mean, anyway, in the video, the first video, if you look at Haye, the guard and the security officer in front of him, Haye looks like he could take that guy. Look like he could take him out. But the other guy that's in front of Bellew, I mean, this guy has a stomach the size of Utah. And I don't think Haye wanted any of that work. So he chilled. And so I'll leave that down at the bottom, as well as another video that shows portions of the presser. Anyway, so Tony Bellew pretty much said about Haye, he's still the biggest single punch, quickest heavyweight in the world, but the gas tank is very low. So he called him Sideshow Bob. He said Sideshow Bob is getting stopped. He gets stopped on Saturday because I am the champ. I am the champ. So that's Bellew's signature comment. On the flip side, David Haye, he actually had a compliment for Bellew. He said of Bellew, I genuinely think you are terrible. And then he turned his attack to the fans and called them fucking retards. So I mean, and the fans were already hyped up, and it was a pro Bellew crowd, and when it was funny. It was funny. And then during the stare down, I guess Haye thought he had enough, and he just turned around and waved his hand like, whatever, man, and everybody cheered as he was leaving. So you can catch this fight on AWE. It's a wealth of entertainment TV. A lot of people who have cable have it. A lot of people don't. So it's AWE channel, or you can watch it online at cloudtv.com. It's www.klowdtv.com. Okay, K as in Karen, L as in Larry, O as in Oscar, W as in 2 U's, D as in David, T as in Tom, V as in Victor. cloudtv.com. If you want to watch the fight on cloudtv.com, you must be a registered user by by 1 p.m. on Saturday or something like that. So you can go and register now. A couple of other pay-per-view channels have it. What was it, about $20 or something? I can't quite recall the price. But this is a grudge match. Ever since Bellew beat BJ Flores, and then they had that ringside confrontation with David Haye and Bellew afterwards. I mean, speaking of WWE. So there's bad blood between these guys. There's bad blood between these two. So don't get in the ring on Saturday with a bunch of grabbing and clutching and glove tapping and all that. Let the fireworks fly, okay, guys? Jeez. David Haye should win this fight. Should. I say should because he's been more of a circus act over the past few years than anything else. However, naturally, he just seems too big, and he should get a stoppage sometime in this fight. I'm thinking late. The key for him is getting off to a good start and letting Bellew know who's boss in there. If he doesn't, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'd like to see Bellew pull off the upset, but I mean, you're talking about a blown-up cruiserweight who was a light heavyweight, and now he's fighting at heavyweight for the first time in his career. It just... Common thought suggests that David Haye should win this fight. I'm going to do an interview with Amir Mansour probably next week. I'm going to see if I can get him on the phone. Or if I make a stop in Jersey and he's available, I'll see if I can catch him and do a video. If not, definitely catch him on the phone. He's got a big fight coming up with Travis Kaufman in a couple of weeks. Very solid matchup. Very interested in that fight. It was supposed to be on the undercard of Wilder and Washington, but it got moved. So we want to get his thoughts, actually get his thoughts on that fight, get his thoughts on his career. And fans, if you have a question for Amir Hardcore Mansour, leave it below. Leave your name or what you want to be referred to, and I'll give you a shout out when I ask the question. I'll tell him who it's coming from, and I'm sure he'll like the fact that fans chimed in. Amir's a good dude, very approachable, and if you're on instant media, specifically Facebook, he's very active on Facebook. Alan Green, another guy, very active on Facebook. Quite a few guys, they get down on Facebook. We'll talk to you in a minute. I mean, and I think I want to say they put their ego aside, but I think it's their ego that makes them want to appreciate that people are reaching out to them. So Amir Mansour, Nate Campbell, Alan Green, what's my man's name? Eddie Chambers, dude. Steve Upshur. Used to be Steve Upshur Chambers. I didn't get the complete story behind that. But those are guys who If you rap to them on Facebook or other instant media, they'll respond to you. I mean, big time for sure. Dominic Gwen, it's trust me. So give him a shout. Give him a shout. You know, Gary Russell Jr. is getting stronged. He's getting strong-armed. I'm not gonna comment on it right now, and it's all my opinion. So I'll put it that way, in my opinion. But I hope it ends well for that young man. I'll leave it right there. Now, I was potentially going to go to 5 fight cards in 3 weeks. The THURMAN, the Garcia and THURMAN thing, this weekend I'll be there. Then the following week I was going to go to this Gary Russell Jr. card, but it got postponed, so I'm not going to go to that. And then the week after that is the Friday, March, what is that, 17th? There's a top rank card in New York at Madison Square Gardens. Michael Conlon, St. Patrick's Day, New York City, March 17th at Madison Square Garden. And then the next day, we got Gennady Triple G Golovkin versus Daniel Miracle Man Jacobs. Check out my prediction video on that. You can go to thefightjournal.com. I kept it static at the top. Gives you a little chart and then a little breakdown. A little long, but hey. And then, excuse me, the week after that, there's another fight card back in Maryland. And then a couple weeks, or is it a week after that, is the Vasily Lomachenko versus Jason Sosa in Washington, D.C. So potentially it would have been 6 cards in about 3 or 4 weeks. I've lost count, but we're going to go there and give our opinion. Maybe get some final press conference video, weigh-in video, or post-fight press conference stuff. We'll see. We'll see for sure. There's another fight on Saturday night in Brooklyn, New York. WBC champion Danny Swift Garcia versus WBA champion Keith one-time Thurman. Unification. Welterweight. CBS. Boy, that Keith Thurman is a big welterweight. And man, does he hit hard. As a matter of fact, he does many things better than a lot of welterweights. Listen, folks, Keith Thurman is bigger than Danny Garcia. He appears to be stronger than Danny Garcia. He hits harder than Danny Garcia. He moves better than Danny Garcia. He has a longer reach than Danny Garcia. He has more knockouts than Danny Garcia. He's quicker than Danny Garcia. As a matter of fact, he has every conceivable advantage in this fight. So why am I leaning toward Danny Garcia? Here's the deal. Danny's going to have to fight the perfect fight. Or close to perfect, I should say. The key to victory is for Danny Garcia to get a fast start in this fight. to win a couple of rounds and to have Keith Thurman begin to think it could be anybody's fight going into the middle and later rounds. Because then Thurman will start to think about the judges giving Danny GARCIA the close decision like they have in quite a few of his fights. Herrera, Theophane, Kendall Holt, Eric Morales, Lamont Cheaterson, Peterson. And, okay, so what that'll do is make Keith Thurman start to try to put those hammers on Garcia and open up with his big power shots. Now, if this scenario happens, if this entire scenario happens, as I explained, mark my words, Danny GARCIA is going to drop Keith Thurman and maybe do it twice. And it won't be to the body. It won't be the body shot that everybody's talking about, or the patented no-look left hook shot that he throws. He's got a patent on it, folks. It's a patented shot. It's going to be a right hand straight down the pipe. Mark my words. He's going to time Keith Thurman when Keith Thurman loads up on one of those hard shots, and he's going to drop him. If it plays out the aforementioned way that I just covered. Now, I'm not picking Danny GARCIA in this fight, especially with so many disadvantages to overcome. I mean, the guy's feet are stuck in quicksand, and Thurman's movement is going to be difficult to overcome. If you look at Lamont Peterson, see, I said it. If you look at him, he's not exactly Ray Leonard out there with the footwork, but you noticed how he had alligator arm Danny reaching for the stars and just swinging and missing it. I mean, so you figure Thurman, a guy who likes to move, Danny GARCIA is he's like the Anthony Joshua of the welterweight division. His just feet are in quicksand. So I'm not picking GARCIA right now. I'm merely leaning toward Danny right now. And I'm going to give you a pick. There are three things I need to see before I give you a final pick. One is the weigh-in and how each guy looks. Another is how they handle the hearing with his father. Now, odds are Angel's going to be in and not out. Odds are. But there's another thing that I'm going to look for from each guy. And I won't mention it right now, but it'll happen either Wednesday or Thursday. I'll keep you posted. So once I see those three things that I need to see, I'll make a pick. But right now I'm leaning Danny Swift GARCIA. You know, to the subscribers out there and other YouTube videographers out there who want to listen, it's okay if people disagree with you. If they disagree with your points, that's fine. People disagree with me, I might say some jackass type of, you might get a response from me, you might get no response, or you might get a little chatter from me. But guys, it's no need to take all of this stuff extremely personal. I mean, it's just too many YouTube gangsters out there, and there's no need for it. Get out there. For those of you who are monetized out there, get your money, you know, make your chips, and keep things rolling. Got contest number 1 coming soon. You snooze, you lose, so be ready. Lastly, I want to give a shout out to a young lady out there. I'm not going to say your name. I'll just say New Jersey. We had a brief discussion after, a 25 to 30 year parting of ways. And I just want to say, if you're listening, it'd be nice to hear from you. Really would. I have a few things I'd like to share with you. And it was nice to see you after so many years. Make sure you give us a follow on Twitter. And definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll catch you on the next one.